Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to this video. We are going to be looking at how we can use Zoom using our smartphone in preparation of our class coming up tomorrow being Saturday. And like we rightly mentioned, by 7:30 today being Friday, we are going to be practicing how we can join the Zoom class tomorrow, Saturday, on our graduate professional training. And just to make things easy, and part of what we have promised at Dexter and Heroes Consulting Limited is that we're going to be putting you through applications like this to make it easy so that you can enjoy your training session. So welcome to your training session on how to join a Zoom meeting using a smartphone. So I'm going to be taking you through step by step on how you can join the Zoom meeting on Saturday morning using your phone. And of course, for some of us who may be using laptop, the process is quite similar, just a little difference, or maybe the interface as the case may be. So let us begin. So we have here the first slide here. Okay, so please, before we go on, kindly support our project team by subscribing to the YouTube channel. You can easily just subscribe to the YouTube channel, like the video, make comments, and of course, you can also share the video for anyone who wants to benefit. And again, just before we make progress, so this is our new design of our flyers for some of us who may have the old one. Yes, it is still Dexter and Heroes Consulting. As an organization, at every point in time, we try to do an internal adjustment because let's say change is constant. And of course, this is our new design. This is our new flyer, our handbill. Thank you very much. So let's dive in straight up. So on your phone, the first thing you want to look out for is the Play Store. Yes, look for where the Play Store is. Look for where the Play Store is on your phone. Then when you open the Play Store, the next thing you see is it brings you here where you can search for Zoom application. When you search for the Zoom, then it brings the Zoom application out. Now you are seeing my own to be installed simply because I have installed it already on my device. So it's showing install. But in your own case, it may show download. So at the end of the day, after downloading, you can just go straight ahead to open it. So when you open it, this is what you have. You have something like this, and it's telling you join a meeting, sign up, or sign in. So joining a meeting means there is an existing meeting ongoing. You want to join and see what is going on in the meeting. Signing up means you are trying to create an account of your own. That is to say, having your own Zoom account. Of course, I'm going to be talking about that later on for those of us who may want to be holding our own meeting via Zoom. Then, of course, the last one is telling us to sign in. Signing in means you have already signed up, so you have an account with Zoom. So the next thing you want to do is sign in with your login details. Then it takes you to the Zoom, and of course, you go ahead and start your meeting just the way I have done. Then the next thing you see is that when you join the meeting, rather, in our case, so what we need is joining the meeting. That's what we need to join the meeting. So to join the meeting is what we need to do. So when you tap on join the meeting, it brings you to this interface. So this interface, you're seeing where you can put your meeting ID. And of course, you're seeing where you can put your name. Because I've already signed up for Zoom. I already have my details, and that is why it's coming up with my full name. As you can see, it's coming up with my full name. Yes. So this is my full name you're seeing. So in your own case, you can also put your full name while you are trying to join the meeting so that they will know that they will know your name and may be able to address you by name. And of course, After this, you put in the meeting ID here and your name is there. You tap on join. Of course, the join icon will come out. Then you tap on join. Now, don't forget, how do you get the Zoom ID? That Saturday morning, you're going to be receiving a message like this. Dexter Heroes Consulting. This one is basically on how to use Zoom, but of course, that one is going to be showing you how you can join the project management class, which actually contains the introduction of beginning of your graduate professional training. So it is going to come this way. Now, this is the meeting ID. I will explain this later, but this is the meeting ID that Zoom is requesting for. The meeting ID and the password. Okay, let me deal with the meeting ID first, so it doesn't make anyone confused. So this is the meeting ID they are asking of. This particular one, this is the meeting ID. So you have to copy this number. Copy this number. You may decide to write it somewhere. Just copy it. Then you go to this very box, this place where it's showing meeting ID. You paste it there. And this join link will now tick to blue. Then you can go ahead and join the meeting. So here you have the meeting ID, which you can copy. Then the next thing is, you see, I have copied it and it is presently here. This is the number. And now my name still remains and it's telling me to now join. And by the time I click on this join, what happens next? This is what happened. Now you now request for the passcode. Now let's go back. In that message you saw before, here is the passcode. The message you saw before, here is the passcode. So you can copy this number. And of course, you take it and paste it in the passcode box. So here it is. So this is the passcode. Then you can copy this number or you can type it somewhere. Then of course you bring it to this very point and you put it here. So when you put it there, this is what you have. You have the password here, although it will not be visible. This is how it will look like. Then you go ahead and click OK. As soon as you click OK, then it brings you to the meeting, to the Zoom meeting. Now, at this point, if you join the meeting like this and decide to remain this way, you will not hear what the facilitator is saying. You will not hear what the facilitator is saying until you perform some tasks. Now, what is the task you need to perform when this is what you see on your screen after joining the Zoom meeting? Please, all of these you are seeing are just design layout, just to make all of these ones you're seeing here. They are just design layouts, just to make the presentation okay. So it has nothing to do with the Zoom in particular. Yes. So let's make progress. So this is what appears as soon as you have joined the meeting. Now you will be seeing the screen like this, project management course, day one, or depending on what the facilitator is sharing, then you may not really hear anything the facilitator is saying. The reason is simply because you have not joined audio. And this is the icon for joining audio. So all you need to do is for you to tap on this icon. You tap on this icon, this very one here. No, just a moment. So you need to type on this very one. So when you tap on this icon, what happens next? Then it brings out Wi-Fi or cellular data or dialing. So these are the two things it brings forth. So when it comes like this, then you go ahead and what you need to do at this point is for you to now tap on the Wi-Fi or cellular data, meaning that you will be charged from your data that you're using for the Zoom. That is to say, it's either you join through Wi-Fi if you have a connection, a Wi-Fi connection, of course, or you want to use your cellular data. Cellular data means your main data on your phone. So you go ahead and tap. As soon as you tap on Wi-Fi or cellular data, this is what appears. Then you have your mics muted. You have your video as well muted. You understand? So these two are muted. Now, how do you know they are muted? If you look at this very well, you see that on the microphone, there is a cross red bar intersecting it. This very one you're seeing, there is a strike on the mic, meaning that your mic is muted. That is to say, anything you are saying, nobody will hear it on the Zoom. Then, of course, your camera is also off, because right now, as I'm discussing with you, my camera is presently on. Let me try to increase that. Mhm. So now you can see me somewhere. But the facilitator will not want it like this during our training session. Yes, the reason is simple. If you unmute your mic, meaning you tap on this mic and the red cross sign leaves, it means anything you say at your end will interfere with what the facilitator is saying. So by doing that, it means you will be interfering. And also recall that the classes are being recorded. So we don't want to record noise and upload later, because when you go back and play it, maybe you want to listen to what the facilitator said during one point, and that's when people were making noise, or that's when your mic was unmuted. What happens? Whatever the facilitator has said at that particular point, you will not hear it. So it is very important that you put your mic muted during the training session. Then, of course, you may now be wondering, what if I want to get the attention of the facilitator? What do I need to do? I'm going to be coming to that. Then, of course, the next one you're seeing is start video. Yes, start video is telling you that by the time you tap on start video, it means wherever your camera is facing, your camera will be easily activated. It therefore means everyone on Zoom will see you, whatever you are, your surrounding that the camera can capture, you will see it. Now, it is very important that your camera is off, simply because, yes, for some of us, we have beautiful faces. For some of us, we have fine houses. For some of us, our cars are very expensive. But the major goal of the session is for us to discuss project management, for example, or for us to discuss our graduate professional courses, and not for participants to be distracted. Because by the time you put your video on and a guy now see, okay, you see somebody's camera is on, and maybe it's a lady. The next thing he wants to do, I beg ma, go check this fine girl out. You know, by the time he goes and begin to check, before you know, he has lost track of what the facilitator is saying. So it is very important that you put your camera off. Are we saying that you cannot interact? No, that's not what we are saying. At the end of the class or at the end of the session, you can always put your video on and interact with anyone who is available. So your mic and your camera should be off at every point in time when the facilitator is talking. So I'm sure he's also going to mention that at the beginning of our training tomorrow. Then, of course, like I rightly mentioned, when you put your camera on, this is how it looks like. Then you're seeing this white bar up here. Aha, so this will be showing my face. So whenever you put your camera on, it will show your face at the screen and everyone will see it. Then, of course, when you put your camera, uh, when you stop your camera video, then of course that particular video or your setting that was here will disappear. So that's how you have it. You have it here. Let's make progress. So the next icon you're seeing here is participant. Yes, participant. When you tap on participant, you're going to see the number of people who are available, who are on that session. Yes, who are currently on that Zoom meeting. Presently, you can see me, I'm here. You can see Dexter and Heroes Consulting. And of course, you can still see me again because I sign in with 2 devices. So you can see every one of the participants. You can scroll all the way down depending on the number of people who are available. So this icon, a participant, will show you everyone that is available during the training section. Then, of course, these are the list of the people. Then, the next icon is chats. Yes, this icon is very useful. This icon is very useful during our training because for some of us who will be joining online, this is the medium through which we take our attendance. Yes, so you will hear the facilitator say, please go to the chat box, type in your full name and type in your phone number. That is, type in your full name and put your phone number in bracket. That is your attendance for that day. So you go ahead, you type in your full name and you put your attendance. Then of course, you can also say some other things in the chat box. So when you open the chat box, this is how it looks like. So this is the chat box. This very place is the chat box. Then you can go in and type in your chat. Then of course you can send it through here. Then if you do the drop down here, there is a drop down here. Yes, if you type on this drop down, this is what you have. You see all the people you can send message to that are in the participant. So you can either, beg your pardon, you can either decide to send message to Dexter and Heroes, or you decide to send message to Mr. YSG direct. But of course, if you do not want to send individual message, then you will leave this icon, you will leave this send to, leave it to meeting group. So everybody in that meeting get to see the message you have sent. So it is in this box that you need to type in your full name and your phone number, and then that would means taking your attendance. Then of course, the next thing that happens is that in that chat box, there is actually an emoji. All of us, of course, we know what an emoji is. Different reaction. You can also decide to raise your hand if you want to call the attention of the facilitator. Maybe the facilitator says something very important, maybe something very that caught your attention. You may want to use this. You may also want to like, and of course, use any other emoji. Maybe you say something funny. Then, of course, you can use this emoji as well. And if you come here, it gives you more emojis. Yes, simply that gives you more emojis. Now, recall what we have been doing is how you can join Zoom using the meeting ID and the passcode. Yes, that's what we've been doing. But of course, there are 2 options. Now, the simple reason why I started with meeting ID and passcode is because sometimes when the message is shared on the group, you don't receive your message as a link. Now, if you look at this very message, is a link. This is a link. So if you're not receiving the message as a link, please, you need to use the Zoom meeting ID and of course the passcode. That will grant you access to the meeting. Now, but of course, if you are seeing it as a Zoom link or you're seeing it as a link, the simple thing you want to do is once the message drop on the WhatsApp group, just click on it. As soon as you click on it, this is what will appear, asking you to enter your name. It will ask you to enter your name. Of course, you go ahead and put in your name the way you want it. Then you tap on OK. As soon as you tap on OK, this is what comes. Then we are back to our Zoom meeting. Then you see the audio has not been selected yet. Then of course you go ahead and select Wi-Fi or cellular data, then you can have access to the meeting. Then you can begin to hear what the facilitator is saying. So this is a 32-page, 28 slides that has been prepared. Yes, just to help see, for some of us who have not used Zoom before, just to help us see how we can actually use Zoom application. Then, of course, at the end of the meeting, if you want to leave the meeting, maybe the facilitator is done and maybe he's waiting for maybe one or two things to say, but you have already gotten all the information, then you can come here and end the meeting. Once you end meeting, you are out of that meeting. So that is how you use Zoom using your device in accessing Zoom classes. So simply, these are all the processes you'll be going through tomorrow when the training begins. And this is basically for some of our trainees who have indicated interest in joining us virtually. So thank you very much and see you in class tomorrow.